welcome to my channel. Happy New Year! So this video is detailing how I cut and color my hair at home. It is a highly requested video because again, I get all of this lusciousness at home. I don't go to the salon because your girl can't afford it, because some of us are on a budget eternally. We will forever be on a budget. Thanks, student loans. So if you are interested to see how I go from this to this at home, then please keep watching. So in this video, I'm going to try and do my best to relay to you guys how I do this at home. Please know that this is how I do it. I am not a trained professional. I do not have my license. I do not work in a salon. Results may vary, let's put it that way. And it's a risk. When you do your hair at home, it's always a risk, but in my mind, it's just hair and you can always change it, cut it off, or wear a wig. So just keep that in mind as we go through this journey together. First, you're going to want to part your hair. Next, change your clothes so that you're wearing something that you do not care about, because I can almost promise you that you will get bleach and color everywhere. If you deeply love all of the clothes that you own, then you can always get and wear a cape. I prefer to wear it backwards only because if you're doing your own hair, like by yourself, it's easier to move around. Cape is on. Now on to the bleaching. I always buy my gloves at the Dollar Tree. You all know that. They have nylon, they have latex, they have even cheaper ones, like cheaper plasticky disposable ones. I always buy the nylon, the blue ones, or these latexy ones. They come in a pack of 10, so 5 pairs. That should be more than enough to get you going. Also, if you are coloring your hair at home, I highly suggest that you invest in a coloring bowl and some brushes. I picked these up at Sally's. This is like $3. These are like maybe $1.50. Again, buy many of them. Buy many of them, especially like these brushes, all sizes, all whatever. You can never have too many. They're great for parting. They're great for, again, applying color, everything that you could ever want here. For the bleaching process, since I'm bleaching my whole head, I'm actually going to be using this like kitchen bowl, this plastic kitchen bowl instead of this, just because this will not mix as much bleach as I need, and I honestly don't feel like doing like 2 or 3 batches. And then also make sure you have a wide tooth comb just for working the product into your hair, because we are trying to get like bombshell bleach blonde here, okay? So you are going to need a lot of product, and you are going to want to make sure it is evenly distributed to the best of our abilities. The bleach that I'm using is the Ion Color Brilliance Lightener. It's a powder lightener. It's dust-free formula conditioning. It has a very wonderful scent. Also picked these up at Sally. Whatever bleach you get, mix to the instructions on the bleach. They will have directions on it, so just follow your bleach's directions. Alright, now here comes the fun part. Bleaching! I start from the back of my head forward, and if you are a professional hairdresser, you might want to look away, skip ahead forward, because whenever I bleach my whole head, I don't worry about roots, I don't worry about shaft, I don't worry about different processing times. It will develop unevenly, but since the colors that I'm working with after this are very brilliant and vibrant, I know what I can afford to like give up. So I can afford my roots to be slightly darker because I'm going to be putting like a dark gray on my roots, so it doesn't necessarily need to be like bleach translucent blonde, whereas my ends need to be bleach translucent blonde because I'm going to be putting a yellow and an orange on there, if that makes sense. So I am going to, as I always do, risk it and just put it all over my head and let it process all together. And again, please note everywhere, big flashing colors, this will process unevenly, and I am very aware, but that's because I know what the end result is supposed to be. So all I'm going to do is take 1/4 inch sections, 1/2 inch sections, if you can tell. And then I'm going to take the bleach and I'm going to brush it on. And again, you're going to want to make sure that the hair is completely coated, because you are going to want as even of a bleach as possible. It will process unevenly, but the parts that are the same colors will process the same, which is why I like to take a wide tooth comb and really make sure that all of the hair is saturated the way it needs to, or the way it needs to be. And you just do that all over the head. Also, make sure that you are working efficiently. Bleach tends to process quickly, so make sure that you are being diligent about the time that you're spending on each section. I'm also going to be cutting my hair, and I'm going to be cutting quite a bit off, so if my ends don't process as fully as I need them to, that's not necessarily too big of a problem, because I know that I'm going to be cutting my hair as well. Also, please be sure that you are doing a patch test to make sure that you are not allergic to any chemicals that you are using. That is just a disclaimer. Again, if you are using new chemicals that you have not used before, please do a patch test. I have used all of these products before, so I did not show that. But please do a patch test. Okay, and once you have made a sufficient mess out of everything, as you can see, and you make sure that every piece of hair is as coated as you can get it, I take a shower cap, and I put my shower cap on, and I'm going to let this process for anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. I might even sit under my hood dryer. So, I will be back after we have bleached the hair and we're ready to cut it. Okay guys, so we have washed the bleach out of our hair. We are pretty bleached out. I'm not exactly happy with the results of the bleach taking this blue out. However, we're going to first cut it and then we will either color remove or re-bleach. I haven't decided yet because I need to get all of these blue tones out, because the color that we're going to, or the end result, is a dark root, red, and then orange and yellow tip. So the pink is okay to keep, but because the red will cover up the pink very well. However, this blue color, the tones are much different. Like the color palette in which I'm going to is a completely different color palette than what I'm staying with. I'm going to enlist the help of my husband, Justin, and he is going to help me cut my hair. I know this is very much a trust exercise in our relationship, but he's done it before, so I have much faith that he'll be able to do it again. And we are actually going to be using the AccuEdge. We're trying this out, so it's kind of like a Tested Tuesday. We haven't done one of those in a while. To help him cut my hair, and fingers crossed it all works out, and if it doesn't, I'll just wear a wig or I'll just style it so that my ears don't show, kind of like Frenchie. So yeah, let's go. I part my hair for Justin since he's not very confident in that, but I'm going to take each of the back sections and I'm just going to kind of divide them in half. He is initially going to do a 0-degree cut on me to kind of create the length that I want, the bob, and then we're going to put some choppy layers in it. What he's going to do, like I said, is take my hair and do a 0-degree cut, which is essentially going to give me a bob. And that's just bringing all of the hair down to one level and cutting straight across. We're going to do this in really big sections because our daughter is sleeping and we have like very limited time until she wakes up. But he's going to be using the AccuEdge to be able to make sure that he's getting a somewhat straight line or an accurate line. Honey, why don't you tell them about your experience using the AccuEdge?
It's good.
Now we're going to add some layers. Well, we're going to regroup and then we'll add some layers.
I don't like.
Alright guys, we have regrouped. Somebody has woken up from their nap. So we are doing this as a family now. Yeah, so Justin's going to put some layers in my hair. We've talked about it. Hopefully it works out. I can't say if it will or not, but we will. We'll just have to see.
Makeup.
You're putting makeup on, honey. Okay, so now I'm going to do the sides of my hair. And I'm just going to take some vertical parts. They're going to kind of be big. And I'm going to do the best that I can to match up what Justin did. And if the layers don't come out, it will just give some much needed texture, I guess. Alright, so the haircut is over. The worst is behind us now. Like I said, I really need to get this blue and purple out, so I think I'm going to take a minute, let my hair dry, see if maybe I need to trim anything else, and then I think I'm just going to re-bleach it to see if I can get any more of this like color out, especially now that we have kind of like fresh ends, maybe that'll help. But yeah, so I will be back in a jiff. Okay guys, so I am doing a second bleaching process because I really need to get as much of this blue out as possible. So I used the same bleach I used before, the Color Brilliance from Ion, but I used a 20 level developer, only because this is the second time and I really don't want to burn all of my hair off, fingers crossed. So I'm going to let this process for about 30 to 45 minutes and then I'm going to wash it out and then we will be ready to dye my hair, finally. Okay guys, so after 2 rounds of bleaching, a cut, we are ready to dye! And not in a fatal way either. I have styled my hair because we went to Costco and honestly when it's not styled it looked kind of like a hot mess. But we are ready to dye for 2019. I am using the brand Iro, I don't know how you pronounce them. I found them on the internet not a long time ago, a couple years now. And they are honestly some of the best fantasy deposit hair color, like semi-permanent hair color that I have used. I have not tried other ones like Arctic Frocks or Good Dye Young. I know that those are really, really good too. I just am true to this brand. Personal opinion, not supported, although would love it. We're going for like a fire hair in 2019. We are going off with a bang in 2019. And so what we're going to do is have a dark ashy root, and I have black, a liberator, and platinum because I don't exactly know how I'm going to get my dark ashy root. Then we have red and orange, and UV activated orange, and then yellow for the tips. So this is going to be primarily what the shaft of the hair is going to look like, and then the yellow tips because I want this to be like fire and ember-esque, if you will. So what you're going to need are a bunch of cups or mixing bowls, a bunch of brushes, a bunch of combs, clothes that you do not care about, and or a cape. My cape is not washed from whenever I was bleaching, so I'm just going to wear this old maternity top because it is comfortable and I don't care what happens to it. So what we're going to do is bring in my husband Justin. He is going to be helping with the dyeing of the back of my hair. We have already discussed the plan that we're going to do. I'm going to part my hair and then we are going to start this process. Okay, now before Justin starts with the dyeing, because we have mixed our charcoal, we have our red, orange, and yellow, I'm going to put some Vaseline around my hairline just so that no dye really like gets on my neck and scalp. I sometimes will do this, but generally with the purple, I just take some like acetone makeup remover or alcohol and I just rub it off. But I'm a little nervous with these colors that they might not come off as easy. So yeah, I'm just going to put some Vaseline around my hairline and on my face a little bit just so that I can make sure that nothing gets really stained. Alright, now we are ready to dye! So what Justin's going to be doing is he's going to be taking a very thin section straight across in each quarter. And then he's going to be doing a dark charcoal root and then alternating red and orange shaft and then yellow tips. You also want to be making sure that you're taking small sections to work with because you want the hair to be extremely saturated, because if not, then the color won't take. So it's always better to use more dye than not enough. So Emberly has woken up and Justin hasn't finished the back, so I'm going to move on to the front 2 sections just so that we can keep this rolling. I don't know exactly how he was doing it, but You really also want to make sure that you're blending your colors so that you don't have any like weird lines. You don't want any like, just like blending eyeshadow, you don't want any like harsh lines. You don't want any harsh lines in your hair either. Okay, so the color is finally applied. I am going to go and sit under my hood dryer for about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I'm going to wash it out, but I'm so excited. I might put a shower cap on it just to, again, insulate some heat, but I am so excited. I think this is going to turn out so well, so fingers crossed! Okay guys, so we have bleached, cut, bleached, colored our hair. This is the final product. I styled it and did my makeup off camera because we are on like day 3 of this process, because with a 2-year-old, it is not one of those things where I can just, you know, me and my husband can do it for 6 hours out of the day and we can get it all done at once. So this is like 3 days of work right here. Like 3 solid days. I am unbelievably happy with the color. It is so vibrant. The only thing that I'm not happy about, and I'm going to address this, is my roots. You can't tell, or at least in my screen, you can't really tell that they are like unbelievably uneven. So in a lot of places they're like bluish, greeny, purple, and I think that's because the black that Eero uses is a blue base, and so when it mixed with some of the red it turned purple, but then when it was by itself it was like, it turned out bluish green. But I also mixed it with a Liberator and some platinum. When I use Eero's Liberator, it always does this where the color that ends up on my head is not the same that it was in the bowl, and that is a little frustrating. So I cannot recommend the Liberator to you, but other than that, I can recommend almost any other color to you. So what we're going to do to kind of like address the root issue that I'm unhappy with is I got some Be Natural Temporary Hair Highlight Color. I usually use the L'Oreal Colorista or the L'Oreal Root Touch-Up. I went to like 3 or 4 different stores and none of them had the L'Oreal Root Touch-Up in black. So, and the Colorista doesn't make black because if the Root Touch-Up, if they have black, like why would they do that? So, I got this Be Natural from Walgreens. It was like $6 or something like that. What we're going to do is, since my hair honestly isn't going to be any different like from this will be the part all day, I'm only going to take it down like a couple more parts down, because as you can see like down here, it's a little uneven, and so I'm going to just spray a little bit to darken up the roots. And even with this, you have to be really careful because you don't want it to get everywhere else. I prefer the Root Touch-Up because you can get a little bit of a better concentration on it. Concentration? Is that the word I want to use? You can have a little bit better control. Let's put it that way. This is my first time using this color, or this brand. I don't usually, again, use this color or this brand. That's giving me that effect that I want though. See, yeah, there. That's giving me that like dark root effect that I really wanted. What I'll probably end up doing is that later on at a later date, whenever I'm actually going to be showering, I will go back in and I will actually like re-dye these black. But other than that, this is the process. I just let you in on how I cut and color my hair at home, if anybody's wondering. Also, this color is supposed to be black light activated. I'm gonna put that on my Instagram because I ain't got time to be changing all my light bulbs to be videoing that. So if you are interested to see if this is actually black light activated, then please go to my Instagram at Kirby Rose Beauty to see if it glows in the dark. Well, rather it glows in black light. It's obviously not gonna like glow in the dark, although you could probably see me in the dark, like not going to lie, my hair is that vibrant. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Again, this is how I do my hair at home. I cannot afford to go to the salon to get like crazy colors in my hair every 6 weeks, every couple months. So I do it at home and results may vary, and I know that if a professional hairdresser is watching, I probably did not do it the way they would do it. It's always a risk, but be sure that you go in with a plan. Be sure that you go in with a buddy, whether it's a spouse, family member, good friend, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend. Like, be sure you have a buddy on hand for cuts and colors. Yeah, so let me know everything in the comment section. Let me know what kind of brands of fantasy hair color or deposit colors that you like to use. I will link everything, or try to link everything that I use in the comment section below. So if you are interested to check out any of the products that I use, you can do that down below. As always, please be sure to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. I would hate for you to miss out on another review or tutorial. Thanks so much for watching, guys.